music is in here. The eyes have it.
Has been steady from the advent. With crystal clear vision, we started off as a news online portal. We subsequently evolved into a magazine, and now on your radio. We do not only bear the name Media House. We practice with the best ethos of our professional calling, presenting facts with objectivity. We are committed and resolute. We are HallowMace. We are the standard. It's HallowMace on radio, dedicated to promotion of legislature, democracy, and good governance. It's hot, interactive, educating, engaging, and entertaining. HallowMace on radio, Thursdays, 10 a.m. on Armed Forces Radio, 107.7 FM. HallowMace on radio. Parliament. To the people. To the people.
All right, Abuja, good morning to you once again. Thank you for staying tuned to the Armed Forces Radio. And that signature tune definitely will ignite your spirit because that resonates whenever the program HallowMace on radio is on your airwaves. Every day Nigerians wake up and are faced with one form of social challenges or the other. This ranges from the harsh economic realities to lack of basic health care, poor infrastructure, and insecurity, which, of course, you agree with me, is the most pivotal and critical aspect of governance, as the case may be. All of these challenges are the basic fundamentals and responsibility of government, and why Nigerians, electorates, voted people or their choice candidate to occupy public offices that will represent their interests. The big question is, these interests, are they, or the expectations of Nigerians, are they met, or Nigerians in general are still looking forward to why they are still struggling or grappling with all of these challenges when they have people that they prefer as their candidates or people that will take this country forward. So, people who occupy public offices are meant to represent the interests of the generality of the electorate. Are the interests of Nigerians represented? These interests and expectations of the electorate becomes very, very critical. That is the essence why good governance would definitely be a thing that we want to beam our torchlight on this program. So, of course, these are million-dollar questions begging for answers. It is on this note that I welcome you to the program, HallowMace on Radio. It's a program which upholds the principles of positive legislative arm of government, deepen democratic value, and of course, making sure that the country is safe for you and I, where we can talk about prosperity and everybody would be happy. My name is Daniel Uti. I'm not alone in the studio. On the show this morning, we have a guest. He is Honorable Uzoma Nkem-Abonta, former member House of Representatives, is with us in the studios, and we'll be looking at a very, very sensitive issue because it has to do with security. Today, the topic of discussion would be escalating security challenges, the role of the legislature. Escalating security challenges, the role of the legislature. 2 days ago, Nigerians woke up and we have disturbing stories that has to do with insecurity, and coming closer to the nation's capital, the seat of power, is more disturbing because you expect the nation's capital, Abuja, to be safer because this is where the government of the day is seated. So we are looking at a situation whereby these bandits, these bad guys, or insecurity is becoming a trend in the nation's capital. Why is this going to be happening when we have a new government in place which has promised to deliver renewed hope for the average Nigerians? So today we have, like I mentioned earlier, Honorable Uzoma Nkem-Abonta, a former member House of Representatives, who is well experienced and vast because he has spent 20 years. He's more experienced and knowledgeable about the challenges of insecurity and the legislative backing which support his own period as a member of the legislature. Good morning, sir, and welcome to our studios.
Yeah, good morning, and good morning, listeners.
Well, it has been a journey of one transition. I'm also sitting by my right-hand side is the producer of the program. Please pardon my Minus Mr. Anderson Sibe. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. But on this platform right now, I'm a guest, not a producer.
Definitely, we are all stakeholders, and security is everybody's business. Remember, whenever you don't feel safe, whenever you don't feel comfortable, always raise alarm. 193 is the Army call center, whereby if you have credible information that will enhance peace and national security. So, sir, let me begin. Take us the journey down memory lane as a member of the House of Reps for over 20 years. Let's start on that note. How has the journey been, and how was the House able to navigate the challenges of insecurity for that period you were in the National Assembly?
Yeah, thank you very much. Security challenge has been ongoing. It's been there, and in fact, it's been the major problem, issues, challenges we're facing in Nigeria, and we should not relent. We should continue to tackle it with all efforts, with all concern we can garner. In the House, you will also see the National Assembly always interfacing with the security agencies and seeing them and talking with them and finding out up-to-date things, and also providing adequate budgetary provisions for them to update their equipment and so on. Security is no longer taking a gun and standing by and watching. It includes intelligence gathering, sharing intelligence, and monitoring, and using electronic and equipment to monitor the activities of the bad guys, as you call them, and so on. So it's something that the House had continued to engage and should continue to engage. As they change the modus operandi, we also change the mode of engagement and begin to see them, because if you allow them top the lid, then we're in for problem. Recently now, like we can hear, is moved into Abuja. It's worrisome. It's very alarming. People can no longer sleep. Before it was on the outskirts, say Kaduna Road, you cannot move, and that. Yeah. Now they are in Abuja, than the outskirts. If they conquered Kaduna Road, conquered outskirts, then they may be heading.
Definitely.
Who is safe? So therefore, we must wake up and change method and devices to monitor, to see them. You see, there are equipment. If you're under the sun, you can be seen. What you do can be seen. Recently, we saw different cameras and all whatnot all over Abuja and so on. Are they working? Are they realistic? Are they watchmen? Who is watching Abuja? These are the things Parliament got to now look at again in course of their oversights and so on.
You agree with me that security is not just about carrying weapons. They are asymmetric warfare, as the military parlance or language will say. They are kinetic and non-kinetic approach towards handling issues of insecurity. But I have a report. I'll come to that question after taking the report. Before I take that report, I have this story. The sheriff in town, that is the FCT minister in the person of Nyesom Wike, who is like the governor of Abuja, because Abuja is the nation's capital. He is saying that we will make Abuja hot for you, Wike tells criminals. This is against the backdrop of the ugly incidents of kidnapping. That story I want to share with you as we go on with the conversation. Why the FCT minister is saying he's going to make Abuja unbearable for the bandit and the bad guy. Let's take a look at what the IGP has also promised residents of Abuja. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetukun on Wednesday, that was yesterday, launched a special team tagged the Special Intervention Squad to reduce the spate of kidnapping in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. At the launch of this special squad in Abuja, the police boss said the team comprised specially trained mobile police officers who are expected to provide rapid response, underlining word rapid response to the security breaches in the FCT, while noting that squad will engage in massive community policing. He assured Nigerians that newly launched Special Intervention Squad will be replicated in neighboring states to address the challenges of insecurity. Outrage had trailed the abduction of 6 siblings. That was the ugly incident that happened in Buhari, whereby it was reported that one of the sisters of that family was killed, unable to pay the ransom of 60 million as requested by the bandits, which are the bad guys. So on Monday, IGP called for intensified efforts to decimate, kidnap, and other criminal-minded individuals in the nation's capital. So this is coming in a backup to what the FCT minister has promised. This special squad is meant to take community policing to the nooks and crannies of Abuja. just like you have said, we need legislative backing to look at the policies and the programs of these different operations. Are they yielding results? If this is anything to go by, why do we keep seeing these things reoccurring over and over again? How disturbing is it if the security architecture, they are well funded and they are having all of the legislative backings and the oversight functions of the legislature is also forth and doing? Why are these things happening over and over again?
Oh, well, let me make bold to say that without meaning any harm, we need capacity building to our police particularly in terms of training.
Okay.
Two, they lack manpower. Some years ago, I had asked that through a motion and flood house that police should urgently employ nothing less than 200,000 policemen. If you look at the population of Nigeria and the number of policemen now, you can see that we are nothing to meet the standard. The international standard says one policeman to about 200,000 persons, but it is far less than that. In fact, the executives will take in terms of security and orderly and all whatnot, most of the Nigerian police persons. So we must employ more policemen, train them and equip them to do the community policing he's talking about. Now, is he going to use, for example, let's say Asokoro, 2 policemen to community policing of Asokoro, or is he going to use 4 policemen to do community policing in Buhari and so on? So we need more police manpower and trained in intelligence gathering, trained in equipment using, and given the rightful things to do. You see, it's not a rocket science to do that. We can, if we have the will, if we have the political will, if we know what to do. That's it. I'm going to call the legislature to take a comprehensive oversight function and see that the security agencies are doing their best. You don't even need uniformed men to do that. You need the intelligent police officers in plain clothes to stop it before they even do it. Intelligence gathering. There's no way we don't know them. The mercy movement of youth, persons and so on will tell you what is happening. I also want to tell the new sheriff in town, yes, Wike, Honorable Minister, to sit down in FCT and plan exactly to secure the place. That is the only thing that can give the residents a rest of mind to go about business. Now, if you go to those outskirts and so on, before 7 o'clock people are running home. Of course, homes are not safe because if people are not even taken on the road, they go to their homes to break it, to pick them up. Therefore, something must be done. Rapid response that you can call. Why can't we have emergency lines you can call and call strictly? Another funny thing is that the way we also live in these days, you are fenced up and so on, makes it a heaven. When the criminals get access, then they can do what they want to do. People may not even know. So it's something that I think Parliament can take heavy interest, good interest, through oversight functions and through budgeting and to find out what and what. There must be interface with the security agencies and to get the details of the arraignment and make their own input. That's the only way we can solve this. If this is done, and in fact, they should declare emergency in this area right now.
A state of emergency to address the security.
To address issues. It's everybody's concern. It's the surprising government alone now. It's everybody's concern. And for goodness, you can know who is coming and who is leaving Abuja at what time and so on. You go to the checkpoints, you see policemen. Before the end of the day, they've disappeared. They have. So what is happening? We need to ask questions and see they told us that the emergency numbers you can call. Are you sure those lines are still working? Are they operative? These are the things I want legislative interventions in finding out as quick as possible.
Well, talking about legislative interventions, you mentioned comprehensive oversight of the security architecture by the National Assembly. Is the legislature overwhelmed in finding lasting solutions in terms of legislative oversight, defending budgetary allocations? Because we understand from the 2024 budgetary breakdown, security got a chunk share of the 2024 budget. Do you think that the legislature is overwhelmed by these legislative functions?
No, I wouldn't want to say they're overwhelmed. I will also call them to wake up for duty.
So what could be the missing link?
If they dig in more in the oversight on these security agencies, they will be able to achieve more. They're not overwhelmed, but I'm asking them, wake up to more duties, wake up to do more, and sit with them regularly, be on their toes. In fact, let there be a marching order. By the time you have a state of emergency and this security outfit, and watch out and see and tell them, you see, I don't want to say there's collaboration. I don't want to say that. But we hear these persons wear military uniforms and military vehicles or police vehicles, and they move up and down and so on. So we should know, how did they get it, how did they acquire it, and you can sow or buy the books anywhere, but you can put more effort to be sure that this is not done. And then police should tell us to know where they operate. And so now there are several versions of uniforms and different camouflages here and there by different persons and so on. So we must be able to, like I was just saying, increase the number of men in police. We are busy duplicating hunters, vigilante, bloods and that, and police is tying in and so on. So we must be able to, as we're enlarging different security issues, we should also strengthen police more and spell their job. You see, another problem is there's controversy now who guides who. Is it the vigilante group? Is it the hunter? Is it the police? Is it the civil defense? And so on. You see, we have too many security outfits doing what? So I want Parliament to also spell out their duties strictly and restrict them to it. I mean, it's not even the duty of military to do civilian police.
It's the job of the civil police.
But you also see them now doing it, particularly in the East and so on. Therefore, we must specify duties and make the professionalism should be in that area. And now, let me also ask you, how many policemen carry walkie-talkie? How did they relate from the net
communicate
what they've seen? How many police vehicles that are equipped with communication gadgets, like we've seen outside here? You see a police vehicle patrolling, fully equipped with communication gadgets. From there, you can call the control room. Where police in Abuja Central, can receive communication from Buare, from wherever. But is it so here? Is it to carry outdated AK, parade on foot the whole road and so on, and say you're standing at a checkpoint? I mean, you are using old method of security checks, which is no longer working. No, intelligence gathering and equipment. So what do we do? How can we get the cameras functional? Can we equip them with good walkie-talkie and transmission radios or whatever, so that they can raise an alarm? For example, we're in this vicinity, and you notice something like that, you alarm the whole neighborhood through electronic and say there's danger and so on. I mean, the people who come to this kidnapping also will want to survive. I don't think they want to go and die. So if they know that the chances of their survival is slim, they won't take it out. They won't go out. So I should think that having budgeted chunky for these religions, they should now be sure of the use. We don't want to have repetition of what they're saying, money budgeted ended in the pockets of the military chiefs. No, we don't want that. We want to see that they are really deployed for what they are meant for. I assure you, let me be challenged. Are we having up-to-date equipment? I don't think so, to process that. Their equipments, wherever you are under the sun, they'll detect you. So long as you're under the sun, they'll find you out. So why can't we have such? And these people ask for ransom, and they get this ransom through what means? How? We should be able to get them. We should be able to do that. And I'm happy they are making also a cashless economy. If we have cashless economy, it's difficult to pay the ransom because the ransom will be transferred somewhere. So we'll be able to know. So these are the things I think we can do legislatively and otherwise.
Well, these are some of the things that can be done to enhance national security and, of course, to curb the menace of banditry, which is becoming a trend in the nation's capital. We understand that now eyebrows are being raised and people are beginning to see the reasons why security needs to be beefed in the country at large, because it's coming to the seat of power. Well, today we have Honorable Uzoma Nkem-Abonta, who is responding to some of these questions that Nigerians would want to ask at this point in time. We'd like to engage you because we like the program to be audience participatory. If you think that security is a serious business that definitely accommodates other aspects of national infrastructural development, or peace and prosperity is something that accommodates national development, then you can as well be part of the program. We'd love to hear from you. What do you think can be done? Or if you have questions for former Honorable who is in the studio, the way forward. We want to look at the way forward because definitely security is something that is a setback towards making the country a prosperous nation. So we'd like to engage you. We'd like to open up the phone lines on 090-9752-9699. 090-9752-9699. The second number is 0803-396-3643. 0806 396 3643. Well, officially, the studio lines are open and you can call, ask questions, you can make contributions. Let's see what can be done because people are losing their loved ones and people are at danger. Some people are scared of going about their legitimate business because of fear of the unknown. Definitely, this is a setback. We don't want to experience what is happening in the Southeast where there is a permanent unlawful sit at home. So, Honorable Abonta is suggesting what we call national emergency. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Ahmed and I'm calling from Nasarawa State.
Ahmed from Nasarawa. Okay, welcome to the program HallowMace on radio.
Yes, the program is very interesting and
Thank you very much. Hello, Ahmed, are you still there?
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
From my understanding, I come to see that the Nigerian will take situations lightly. The security situation in the country today is being handled with deep growth.
Okay.
I think we talk too much grammar and less action. If they can go back to the drawing board and practicalize exactly what they've been saying, I believe the situation will come down.
Okay.
There's enough security for everybody. It's happening. If the seat of power is being threatened, then how will the other states feel? Initially, we hear from outside, but today it's coming inside. And with all due respect, more needs to be done. All hands have to be on deck and work practically rather than theoretically. That's my little contribution.
Thank you very much. A very little but very, very incisive contribution. Thank you, Ahmed, for being part of the program HallowMace on radio. Well, too much is given. A lot, even much more is expected. We're still expecting more calls and reactions. Let's see what can be done to ensure a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. We are discussing the issues which has to do with security. Sir Honorable, is poverty a reason for the escalating security challenges in Nigeria? Because in this part of the world whereby we turn out graduates on a yearly basis and there are no provisions for job creation or policies of government that will make a job available or white-collar job or make other aspects of the economy begin to accommodate these graduates, and some of them venture into negative vices in the society. Is poverty one of the reasons for the escalating security challenges in the country? Before you respond, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome to the program. All right, please tell us your name and where you're calling from. You say your name is Yusuf?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I enjoyed your discussion and I want to make my input.
Go ahead.
About Nigeria, and we need to stay safe, secure by all of us. One of the big reasons for this instability we are finding now is the corruption in the whole system of Nigeria business Russia.
Okay, corruption.
The personnel, they are up and doing, they are violent, and they are ready to give their life. So many things are preventing them from doing very, very perfect in their work.
Okay.
So I would suggest that things to work well in the security aspect, these personnel should be taken care of. They should be given all the equipment to work, and things are going to work fine. That is my contribution in this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yusuf from Nasarawa State. He said corruption definitely is not just one aspect of the society.
Poverty, like you said, is a serious concern and reason for insecurity or security challenges. And more so when the people who are hungry man is an angry man.
Definitely.
And they know they're hungry not because they are lazy. They're hungry because they can't find what to do. And I said it once, even on this radio, that a time will come when the poor will have nothing to eat but the big men. The people will be available. So that he said the rich cannot sleep anymore because the poor are hungry, and the poor because the poor are awake, and the poor are awake because they are hungry. So a time will come when the only thing they can see to take will be the supposedly big men. Therefore, if there is reasonably provision for people to eat, it will reduce security challenges. An idle man, not by choice, but because of situation, will try to engage himself negatively. However, while we keep asking the government to improve, to show good governance that will better the lot of the persons, we should also engage in security measures that will curb down the insecurity. Now we're going about paying families 25,000, blah, blah,
as
blah,
palliatives.
As palliatives. We can also, while doing that, organize seriously the youths. If you look at those who are caught doing this kidnapping, they're 24s, 30s, and so on.
Yeah.
They're not aged men and so on. So we should be able to, I want to suggest to the sheriff in town, Minister Wike, to call a security conference in Abuja. He should call a national or FCT security conference where he will gather opinions of people and look at some of these persons who do these things live within Abuja, live in these outskirts and so on, live in those...
Because we understand these young men and women, they don't just go out kidnapping people. They have serious backings and people who sponsor them. Securing arms and ammunition is not something that...
some collaborative movements, which I can't ascertain, but for them to operate brazenly with military or police uniform, and how come? And until they do the damage and leave, you won't see any response team and so on. So having a combined team of army, police, civil defense and so on may help. But again, civil defense can also be deployed reasonably to see what they can do in civil manner. Then the movement into Abuja, out of Abuja, should be effectively gathered.
Well, you did mention calling a security youth conference. We understand that, yes, definitely youth empowerment is one program of the government which has suffered as a result of corruption and budgetary and implementation, because a lot of budget has also went into such kind of youth empowerment program. How do we then cope with this poverty? Because people or persons who are meant to benefit from these government policies are not the end beneficiaries. What kind of legislative backing will be given for this to be achieved? But before you respond, let's see if this caller can connect to us. Hello, good morning. Olatunji from Akwanga. Go ahead.
We want to talk about security situation. The adage that says security is every man's business, everyone's business.
Very true.
And poverty is not a criteria for insecurity to me.
Olatunji, well, he's making the same case in line with what Honorable said. Poverty shouldn't be a yardstick for you to involve or to venture into crime. So it is highly condemnable. Why you are looking towards having something better? You shouldn't see yourself. We understand that a hungry man is like a ticking time bomb and very vulnerable to anything that comes his way.
You prone to it. Like I was saying, the government now should see that the ease of doing business is possible. I'll give you an example. Recently, you see these outriders who do pick and drop and pay all of them. Call them
delivery men.
Delivery men. But now government is trying to tax per machine up to 250, 500. If somebody is trying to survive, you are now stifling the ease of doing that business. You see, so we must look into those areas like a double taxation, the ease of doing business, and again, how come strangers, also foreigners, do retail business in Nigeria? Because they have the money. So if you can have Microsoft loans to dedicate people who can do small business and so on, but you will monitor it. We have several microfinance outfits that the government has, NASRA, whatever, and so on. It failed because it wasn't properly followed. That's again corruption. So if you can make ease of business relaxed, and people will be able to do small scale business, these youths and so on, because if for you to open a small outfit under the name of standardizing business action, so you pay, it becomes difficult. That's part of the things we will do. Ease of business, I encourage the youth to meaningfully engage in one way or the other, and then we'll begin to now have serious security checks I still said that I'm still saying that since this thing is on parliamentary engagement, the parliament must be up and doing an area of security. Because if we don't secure ourselves, then nothing moves on with us. So I pray we do that. And in fact, like when the parliament resumes, I know this will be in the front burner. And they will pick it up seriously. I know because they are not safe too. And if they are not safe, then they will see the seriousness in it. They should call. I repeat again, a security meeting conference should be convoked for us to talk about security in FCT. And I don't know if the Minister Wike will have a way of hearing this program. He must, as a matter of urgency, call for FCT security meeting where the people in outskirts and where various LGAs
area councils
will be involved, because these persons keep their victims somewhere. They don't take them outside Abuja. Those that are being released, we also release within the vicinities. So how come? We do not know. We must be able to monitor movement. Everybody should be security alert. Everybody should be security alert and so on. And we encourage also local vigilante and so on. Above all, the real equipment needed to escalate event should be.
Well, the program has been very, very engaging. This is HallowMace on radio, a program which is designed to uphold positive legislative arm of government, deepen democratic values, and make life meaningful for all Nigerians. The studio number is... for you, we can see that a message just came in. If you have been trying to call and you can put a call through, please, you can send short SMS. Let there be box in all the offices in Nigeria in which information from Nigerians on where to arrest kidnappers can be dropped. Well, I guess this is a very, 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 very important contribution. You didn't drop your name, and the sender of this message, he said, let there be, I think the Department of State Service, they also practice this system of policing the neighborhood, whereby whenever you have information and you're suspecting a particular setting, a particular individual or a particular house, you're not comfortable that this person is your neighbor, you don't know the kind of job or whatever his line of business is, there is a way the Department of State Service within Abuja does it. There is this particular, it's like a complaint box that is dropped at if you are driving towards the National Assembly at Azu Drive, from Azu Drive, you just drop whatever security information or information that will enhance is done. So this can be replicated in all the area councils. That is a contribution which came from one of our callers. So you talk about parliamentary engagement. Do you think that this synergy between the security architecture is yielding result? If it's yielding result, why do we keep having this reoccurrence of banditry and kidnapping and other forms of criminality ongoing? Now that is coming to the nation's capital, everybody's raising eyebrows. Now, do you think that this synergy, from your engagement with them in terms of budget defense, do you think this synergy is enough towards these security challenges that we're grappling with at this point in time?
The budget defense is quite different from oversight functions.
Okay.
What we're saying here is security is everybody's business. But the parliament representing the people should lead it now, first of all, by declaring an emergency in that area. Secondly, by going deeper to say, what are you doing? Hey, police, what are you doing? We gave you this function to do this. What have you done? By also engaging the community in terms of getting their, what happened, what's wrong, why is it? You see, there must be a remote cause and immediate cause for these things happening. You see, I want to tell that some states have achieved a measure of security, measures to secure the place. For example, Abia State was sometime very tough and difficult. I don't know one way or the other. It's a bit peaceful. These holidays that just came from Abia remain peaceful. How the governor did this, well, we don't know. But there's apparently peace in that area. Some other states too, Anambra and so on, they have some reasonable peace. How did they achieve it? I also think that if we have the will, which I pray, I know now they will, because if Abuja collapses, Nigeria have collapsed. We must be able to. And these people doing this kidnapping and vices like that are not ghosts. They are beings. And they can be known. They can be seen. They operate. And again, if you're moving at odd hours, they don't move in the day. Even at that, if you're moving at odd hours, police should be able to know and monitor how, what level of vehicles and so on. And then I want to also tell people to cooperate with police. If one stops on the road saying wind down, you don't have to be angry. They're doing their work. But you see, you don't see that they're not disturbing you. They want to know. And above all, there must be a perfect monitoring system, even by we civilians and also security men, to be able to find out what is happening. We must be our brothers' keepers. We must watch ourselves. And then all those who provide service providers should clean their lines so that people can call effectively. We are yet to see a free line you can call. They've not established that where you can dial is without you being charged tolls. A free toll line where we can also call. Say, hey, I'm noticing something so place. Police give us dedicated lines. At times nobody picks. At times you call. And so on. So they should be very realistic and report. For example, Parliament can now be able to know how many calls came in there a day, who answered it, what is their response. You feel back so that if they know that somebody monitors calls and what was their response, they'll be able, those until we wake up. Some will pretend they didn't see it at all because nobody goes to ask you. We should be able to know how many calls hits the call center a day. What's their response? Let me give you an example. Glow, MTN and so on, they have their centers and they put people to answer calls. Somebody monitors to know how many calls did you pick in a day, what did you respond, that problem, was it solved? It's a mechanism.
So there has to be a yardstick to check the number of
we should be able to also monitor this device. We give them the call and what did they do at that? Did they escalate it? If you hit one of the line, that should escalate it everywhere in Abuja so that they will know that there's a hot chase. Then what will they do? It happens in Europe. For example, you spot somebody in Wuse, you will escalate it everywhere. Know that where will he run to? He will abandon the thing and look for how to secure himself.
Well, that is the way to go about it because success towards achieving a peaceful and safe society is not rocket science. If we don't get it right, we'll keep having issues. We'll go on a short break and Honorable Uzoma Nkem-Abonta is still in the studio. We'll be expecting to hear your calls. Ask him any question as a former member with 20 years experience. He'll be willing to answer your questions. Talking about a call center number if you have any credible information that will enhance national security. The Army have one. So take a listen. We'll go on a short break and we'll come back and continue with the program. Thank you for staying tuned to Armed Forces Radio. The program is HallowMace. We need you to get that call center number. 193 is an Army call center number. Other security architecture can also replicate what the Army has done to get this toll-free number. It is absolutely toll-free. So whenever there is any issue that has to do with security, you just call. Even with 0 naira as airtime, you can send such kind of sensitive information that will enhance the operations of the police or other security agencies. So we are looking forward to touch down on the program with recommendations, with solutions to the security problem. We have been discussing the escalating insecurity in Abuja and the country at large because Abuja is the seat of power. So if the bandits, if the kidnappers can run Abuja for free without being, up till now, we haven't seen any arrests made we haven't heard who is behind this, and innocent souls, innocent lives have been lost, then it is something to worry about. As an experienced former lawmaker, what do you think can be done? What is the way out? We have proposed solutions, we have made recommendations, but what other policy, like a legislative backing that will be given to the security architecture or that will be put in place to enhance national security? What can be done?
You see, I'm not going to say that laws should be made in that area because there are a lot of laws already. It's implementation. But there are a lot of policies that the legislature can let the operators of the law come in place. For example, movement should be monitored as a matter of urgency. To achieve this, the government must find a way to escalate the incidents of kidnapping and security challenges in Abuja. We must declare what we call national emergency in that area. And in emergency situations, there could be some abnormalities allowed until we bring everything to normalcy. Now, absolute freedom to do what you want to do may not go well. Stop and search should be encouraged. And it's only in Nigeria that landlords don't have records of their tenants. It's only in Nigeria landlords don't have records of their tenants. If you look at what they are talking about an explosion, blah, 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 they say a Malian who is doing whatever he is talking, explosives. It's insulting to our sensibility. And in Abuja, there are so similar things. So if we monitor, know your neighbor.
Sorry, Honorable, let me interject you to accommodate this call. We'll get back to you. Yeah, good morning and welcome to HallowMace on Radio.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you very much. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, my only concern is this. These guys, they don't want to be tracked, they don't want transfer. These kidnappers.
Yeah.
They said you have to bring it in, what is it called, Ghana must go, or maybe in the sack.
Okay, the ransom they are demanding.
Yes, that's what they are demanding. I'm just want to provide solutions, one of the solutions that can be used.
Go ahead, we'd love to hear the solution.
So, there's this thing that they can put on some of the money being needed. They can collaborate with the security of people.
Yeah.
This money that are being sent to them, put some, in these nanotechnologies, there are some sensors that you can lay on the naira. To trace it, whenever they are taking the money, you need to track it. And you deploy your people, so that we can track some of these people down. And this security issue, it's not starting today. All these small people, all these small boys that are out of school, we have like 10, 15 years of school. Imagine if a grown up boy, 15, 20 years, he has nothing to do. They are easy to recruit at this guy. So now they have become terrorists because they don't have anything to do. They are very easy to recruit by these people. So government can also help. When they fund, they should not be diverting their money, not be embezzling the money that makes particular method to empower people. Because lately, everyone is the devil's also. So. Yeah, that's one question.
Thank you, Michael from Kwagwa. You have made salient contribution. Honorable Michael is talking about what we have mentioned earlier, imploring artificial intelligence technologies. We've had budgetary allocations for installing CCTVs in the nation's capital over time. That has been a different argument for the day. And we understand that security is unconventional. We have both kinetic and non-kinetic operations towards achieving security. Why is it that we are still using unconventional means? Our security architecture as a lawmaker with 20 years of experience, the recommendations you gave while you were still in the house, are we being reactive than being proactive? Because if we have a GPS, just like Michael suggested, these guys, they demand hard currency. They don't want to transfer so that you don't track their communications and where they are going. Can this be done to trace these bad guys and people who are sponsoring them? Are our security operatives, are we being reactive rather than being proactive?
That's what I'm saying, that we must be proactive in our dealings. It's not just carrying gun and sitting at the gate. We must have equipment and gadgets that can trace you under the sun. If they want the money in hard currency, you can plant chips in the money that tells you where they're going to spend it. They can also have even marked money. It happened in one state that they give them marked money with certain numbers. One of them went to bank it. And the bank said, okay, wait, the police caught them because it was marked money with a serial number.
Smart.
As for example, again, what I'm talking about legislatively, we have a lot of estates. For you to approve an estate, you can make it a condition that every estate at the entrance must have a CCTV that could also be linked to a particular server, particular head office, and with a panic button that can alert them. Some of them that were caught is not through CCTV. So why can we be using our mere eyes and so on when there are equipments that can see further than us? So we must have such things before. You'll be shocked that most offices, government offices, there's no CCTV that cannot operate who goes in and out. These are things you can't have in place to know. Even our city gates. In modern world, their city gates have CCTV to the extent that some tells you this guy is new in town. So we must begin to use this artificial intelligence to do that. Those who approve, it may be an extra cost, but it's for security. For example, those who approve the major living areas like they make people build houses now. You must have CCTV. Most if it's more than one person living there, to be able to, at least at the gate, so they can know movements in and out. It should be able to solve issues and problems. Most of the malls don't even have CCTV. These are things that we can bring in place as a matter of policy before you approve it. And at the end of the day, it will reduce crime and so on, because you just play the footage and so then you know who entered and who did what at a particular hour and time.
Definitely, because with all of these aids, making the conventional security operations will be a bit lesser, and it will be something like a win-win situation. You don't engage physically, but technologically, you are getting all of the data and information you need to checkmate movement and persons. It is people who carry out this heinous crime, and without being monitored, definitely they will be moving freely and making money at the expense of other people's happiness. Okay, let's take the last call. Just I was about to read the message. Hello, good morning.
This is our last one.
All right. Okay, you have something extra to tell us.
I say initially that poverty is not a criteria of criminality. I want to talk about unemployment. I think it's one of it.
Unemployment.
Imagine somebody that spent all or has get money in going to school, studying whatsoever from primary to high level. And now, when getting adults to keep for employment, government, for whatever, that he could not get. And moreover, maybe he has all the criteria, to get that job. But someone, somehow, maybe in the ministry, now transfer his right with brothers or with patients instead of the right person that have suffered long, to get everything. That's corruption. That also, at least, is a
Okay, Tunji, I think you have made your point. Very well noted. He said poverty is not one of the problem, one of the yardstick for corruption, but unemployment. So at this point in time, we understand that today the program HallowMace is 5 years on radio. As we wrap up the show today, I want to appreciate all the callers, Ahmed and Yusuf and Olatunji who called, and several others who tried to call but couldn't get through. We'll see you next week on the same dial, Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM Abuja.
Those against the eyes have it.
Has been steady from the advent. With crystal clear vision, we started off as a news online portal. We subsequently evolved into a magazine, and now on your radio, we do not only bear the name, 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 not only bear